test the sound. I'm a little late, but that's okay. I was getting some lunch before. That's why I'm a teeny tiny bit late. Just gonna take a second to, cause since I just turned the mic on, it might be like a little discombobulated. Um, let me, yeah, let me test this really quickly. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Loki, I might rebraid my hair. There's like nobody here yet, so I think I can have this moment to gonna just rebraid my hair really quickly. Loki, I don't even know if anyone's gonna join because this isn't like, oh, I literally, as I say that, I'm like, I don't know if anyone's gonna come because it was kind of, I'm like, I feel like I kind of announced it a little last minute. Um, hello, Astrid. Um, don't mind me. I'm just rebraiding my. Actually, I always get so torn because I feel like my hair does look really nice when it's out of the braid, but I also like having the hair out of my face. So don't mind me. Oh, that's exciting. How were your exams? My boyfriend just started his spring semester, so I'm not in school anymore. I graduated, but uh, I hope that your exams went well. I'm just braiding my hair, like 30 seconds maybe. I don't know. I'm not a particularly fast braider. Like this is like the longest my hair has been in a really long time, which is kind of fun. But I'm also like maybe I'm gonna cut my hair. I don't know. I've been debating for a while if I should cut my hair a little bit. But I'm like, I feel like sometimes I get a little too scissor happy and I cut my hair. Like, when after I graduated college, so like about almost 2 years ago, after I graduated college, I don't know if it was right after, but sometime after I graduated college, I cut my hair really short. Well, not like super short, but shorter than it had been in a while. And I deeply regretted it because I was like, I did not like how short my hair was because styling it was kind of a nightmare. Um, but yeah. Oh, that's good. Okay, well, yeah. So then, I hope that when you get your results, that you did well. Sorry, I was just yapping about my hair. The thing is, like, when I so for the longest time, and now this is like if you like went back on like my really really old videos, literally like years ago on this channel, I had and the when I first started, like, because for a while I didn't really show my face in videos, but then when I did start showing my face, I had really long hair, like really long hair, like down to my ass, like long hair. And then when I was like 15, I cut it all like off. Well, not all of it, obviously, but like I cut it really short for the first time because a lot of my hair was like really damaged, and so I was trying to like fix it. And that was honestly the best thing I could have done, like genuinely, because like now when my hair like did grow back, like it's like so much healthier than it's like ever been. So I very much and I liked having the short hair, but I feel like I don't know, I feel like sometimes when I cut it now, I cut it too short and then I'm just like, ugh, like I can't like because I like being able to do like the braided pigtails. This is kind of like even though I think I might have mentioned this in my last live. Literally, like when I feel like sometimes I don't know if I mentioned this on a live. I might have mentioned this in a video. I can't remember, but my when I wear my hair in the braided pigtails, which is pretty much always, I get mistaken for being a child like all the time. But the problem is I just like I have a lot of hair and my hair is pretty thick. So it's like this is just like the best way to like keep it all together. Cuz I like wearing my hair out, but it can be a lot sometimes to manage. Like it's fun sometimes. And I do like the way that it looks, but it's just like again sometimes it's just a lot to deal with and I just don't want to deal with it. Um so this is just easier, but then people are like, "Are you a child?" Like literally like at when I'm at my job all the time. They're like, "Are you old enough to be here?" I'm like, "Yes. Yes I am. I'm 23. Like leave me alone." Like stop. It's so annoying. But yeah, that is not what I always do this. I always go off on like a random random tangent. I mean, I guess it's fine. It's my live. I can do whatever I want. Also, I really should have printed this the other way. So for this live, I have. Sorry, I needed a water break. Um. Oh, I see. I see. I get that. Yeah, no, I get that. For yeah, obviously, my hair is. I have a lot of hair, so um, I just like always trying to find new ways to kind of like keep it under control. Even though I do love my hair, I it took a while to get there. Like there was a big period of time where I did not really like my hair because again it had gotten really damaged and really kind of honestly disgusting if I'm being really honest. Um, and so it took a while for me to get to a point where I'm like actually able to like I'm like I like really love my hair and like I love styling it and like whatever. But sometimes it's a lot. Um, but yeah, so it's always interesting to see like different people's kind of like relationship with their hair because I feel like it's very. I have a lot of like my friends have like very different like hair textures and do different things. I have friends who wear hijabs. Like I have friend one of my well he's really more of my boyfriend's friend, but I'm also like friendly with him because went to high school with him. But he wears a Sikh, um, like the he's a Sikh, so he wears like the turban. Um, and so everyone's kind of got like a different thing going on with their hair. So it's always very interesting. But yeah, my laptop is friggin' whatever. Hopefully you can't really hear that my laptop is huffing and puffing because um it's like it's okay. I think it's fine. I think she's okay. But anyway, um so this live is not I was not intending to talk about hair this much, but that's fine. So, as I named with this live and as I did with the thumbnail, so originally I was gonna do this as like a video, but then I really didn't want to edit it. um, so I just like I decided to do it in a live form instead. Hopefully I don't regret it because I'm like I feel like there are perks to doing this specific kind of video as an actual video because it's like because I can edit and like actually just kind of show the things on screen. But because I'm just like streaming from my phone, I can't really like I don't have like an OBS like overlay, for example, which I will hopefully be able to change that at some point. Because I do want to be able to uh yeah, sometimes I'm just like honestly, I'm be so honest, like that's a big reason why I kind of started doing lives in the first place. Is like sometimes I'm like there are things I want to talk about, but I don't really want to do like a video because then I have to edit it. But then when it's live, I don't have to edit it at all. So it's like like this is honestly kind of like it's kind of a hack, kind of a little cheat code. Um, but yeah, because I'm currently working on the next episode of Rewriting Minecraft Diaries. I just filmed it yesterday. So I'm currently editing that, and those are always such such monsters to edit. So I'm just like, I don't really want to put something else on my plate at the moment. I just want to focus on getting this episode out, and then I'll get back to doing my other videos. But so Um, yeah, she's really huffing and puffing. No, damn it. Sorry, I unplugged my laptop. Give me like 5 seconds to unplug it. Yeah, so I don't think you can. You probably won't be able to hear it, but if you hear like a little um huffing and puffing, then it's fine. Sorry. Of course, me putting my laptop so much further is like I'm like I can't read the chat. Ah, I get it. Okay, cool. Cool. It's just like to me, it's like so loud, but like I'm like I feel like the mic probably won't pick it up. So for you, you guys, you probably can't hear it at all, which is good. I'm glad. Um, mm, yeah, I get that. I get that. Honestly, sometimes even though like obviously like I'm in this room by myself, sometimes I get like really self conscious when I'm like filming or like whatever, particularly when I'm filming. Um, because like obviously I have like my family's in the house. Like my parents are here, like my parents are home. So it's like sometimes I get really self-conscious when I'm filming. So sometimes I'll wait to film when nobody's home, but it's not always very practical for me to do so. So I usually will just film when even when people are home. Which is not the most ideal. Like I would if in a perfect world, I could just film like in like a completely isolated space um with absolutely no one around, but we don't always get what we want, so it's okay. I've made do for years now doing this, so it's not it's not the end of the world. um mm, yeah, I back when I oh my gosh, this is a throwback, but back when I used to do my Minecraft Diaries theory videos, I used to record the voiceovers because it's so it's so funny now, but it's like I used to do the voiceovers in my closet because honestly, one because of sound, but also because I wanted to be like Matt Pat. And that was always like his thing of like him like recording voiceovers in his closet. Um, so that that was a big thing. Like I would record the voiceovers for those videos in my closet. One because it actually did help a little bit with sound because I didn't have like a proper mic. I would just kind of like speak into my phone. But also because yeah, I wanted to be like Matt Pat, which is like I was not Matt Pat, even though some people were very sweet and they were like, "You're like a girl, Matt Pat," and like I was not even close. Like literally, like I feel like that's such an insult to Matt. I know they were being very kind to me, but I'm like, I feel like that's such an insult to Matt Pat because I'm like I was nowhere near on his level. Ugh, I love Matt Pat. I miss him. I love seeing this is oh my gosh, I'm still have not gotten to the thing that I wanted to mainly talk about, but I will get there. Little sneak peek. Um, but so I love a quick little thing, and then I'll get into what I actually wanted to talk about. Um, I love watching because I follow Steph, Matt's wife, on like Instagram and stuff, and I love watching like her because she'll like do like little like Instagram stories or just like Instagram posts in general, like kind of like recapping like and like showing like what they're up to, and I think it's always so sweet. It's just nice to see what they're up to because obviously I know that Matt's retired now, but it's just like I just like seeing like what Matt's. I like to see what the Patricks are getting up to, what Matt and Steph and Ollie and all of them are doing. It's always very sweet and wholesome. Um, but yeah, so I feel like I would like to I'd like to believe that I've come a long way in terms of like my video quality since when I first started YouTube um to now. But yeah, I feel like even now I probably well, I feel like I definitely I would say I'm at least better at my map pet level. Definitely not, but like I don't do theories anymore anyway, so it's like I'm not really trying to be Matt Pat anymore. I'm just trying to do what my own thing, which I think is the most important thing. Yeah, so like just to do like what you find. That's honestly why like I had taken like oh my god, here I am again going off on all these side tangents that I was not trying to do. Um but it's a big reason why I took a really big gap in um between doing uh YouTube for like I think it was like a 3 years I didn't post anything, which was not intentional. I've talked about this a lot in like my videos that I posted when I first came back to YouTube. I wasn't trying to be gone for so long, but it just kind of happened. I was just feeling really burnt out and really uninspired. And I was like, I just don't really feel like I don't really love the videos that I'm making anymore, and I just didn't really know what direction I wanted to take my channel in. And so when I came back to YouTube, like it took me a bit some time to kind of like some trial and error, honestly, to kind of get my footing and kind of like figure out again like what I wanted to do. Um, but I feel like I've finally gotten into a groove that I'm very happy with, like because and honestly, which is very funny, like part of what really revitalized me in making YouTube videos again, like of this kind, was me falling back in love with Minecraft Diaries and My Street. Um, which is that's kind of a big running joke that I have, that it's like I never truly move on from anything that I've ever been obsessed with. It never truly leaves me. So like for the longest time when I first came back to YouTube, I was like, I'm never gonna make another like AFMAL video again. Like I was like the only ones I had done were like reacting to like my old AFMAL videos. Um like I And I would always say in those videos, again, I'd be like, "This is the only AFMAL content you're gonna see from me. Like, I've moved on, it's done, and here we are, and we're back, and we're back." But again, I just feel so much more like this is the most like inspired I've felt in a really long time with doing like specifically with doing AFMAL content, and then there's also just like, um, I think in general a big lesson that I've learned doing YouTube is just like especially because um I mean who knows? Who knows if one day I'll be able to do this as like a proper job. Obviously, I don't get paid. I maybe that's not obvious, but I don't get paid. Um it would be nice to make a little money, but I'm not gonna lie, but with this economy. But I don't get paid. I don't make any money off of this. So I just do it because I love it. But a big thing that's helped me is that I'm like just like reminding myself that it's like I don't have to answer to anyone. Like if there's a video that I was like, oh, I said I was gonna do, but then I don't really want to do it anymore, I just won't do it. Whereas before, I used to like force myself to make videos that I had like said I was gonna make or I had like fully planned I was gonna do, and I was like, no, like I've already spent the time, like like either writing the script or maybe I've already filmed it and I have to still like edit it. I'm like, even though I don't love it, and now I've gotten a lot, at least I'd like to think I've gotten a lot better at being like, okay, these are the videos that I want to make. And even if I'm at a point where I'm like, the video's already written, filmed, it's edited and everything, um, like if I am not happy with it, I won't put it out. Even again, if I've which is always unfortunate. Like obviously, like I don't really like to like, put in I don't want to like, put in a lot of time on a video that's not even gonna end up like going up. But at the end of the day, like even with that, like to me, it's a lot more important that I make videos that I'm really passionate about and that I'm really happy with and putting those out instead of forcing myself to make videos that even if I've already invested a lot of time into the production of it, that I wouldn't want to put something out that I don't, because I feel like you can tell. I feel like you can tell when I'm not as passionate about something, but so it's really important to me that I have that you can see how I feel and that you see that I'm passionate in the videos that I make. Sorry, I keep I just keep going on all these tangents. I need a little water break. Oh, I get that. Yeah, I definitely feel um yeah, I would like English is my first language, but I could definitely see how because there's so much Minecraft Diaries lore, like it's really dense. It's really dense. So I feel like I can definitely see and I don't know how their captions are for like other languages or like whatever. Um how it can be a lot to kind of I feel like Minecraft Diaries lore, even if you speak English, if you know the language and like whatnot, it can be hard to follow sometimes just because there's so much of it. So I completely get it. Like I can only imagine just like how much more difficult it can be to navigate if it's not your first language. Um but yeah, so I fully I get that. Yeah, that's like a um I don't often watch well actually I shouldn't say that. That's not fully true. I do I will watch sometimes things that are uh in other languages. Um and I will with but just like with subtitles and stuff. And it's always really interesting to me how yeah, because of the difference in the language and when stuff is translated because there are a lot of things whether it's from English to another language or from another language to English that just gets lost in translation. And so things because there's just not a direct one to one translation for some things. um and so I can totally see because I experience it. I feel like probably on a lesser degree, but I definitely experience it if I'm watching I don't know, something whether it's an anime or something in Korean or whatever. Um and just certain things don't really I can you can kind of tell sometimes in the subtitles that something is not really I'm like that didn't I'm like what are you saying? It just did something didn't really land exactly that I feel like this was supposed to hit me in a different way than it's hitting me right now. It's not fully clicking. Um but yeah, so I definitely get that. Um, but yeah, huh, I need more water, bro. I'm just a little parched. Um, so I want to. Oh, sorry. I actually read the chat. So I have a notification. Where's this from? Oh, that's just another notification. Never mind. Mm. Oh yeah, I get that makes sense. Yeah, I know. He's like, we gotta stay focused. We're trying to stay focused. I've liked going on the tangents. I'm like, ugh, Jamie, keep going on your tangents. But is that also just not my whole channel? It's just me yapping about random shit. Well, it's not totally. Well, I usually I feel like I have a focus per. Um, sorry, I'm just gonna pin my mic so this is easier for me. Uh, I usually have a focus for each video, but I am a yapper. I, we all know this. We all know this. So I did a tier list, and this is part of the reason why I'm like maybe I should have just done this as an actual video because I could have showed it in a better way. But maybe I'll just after this live I'll put it up in the community tab so you can see the actual on screen version so it's a little bit more clear. But so I made a tier list of everything that I watched last year. These are all the shows, movies. This doesn't include YouTube shows. I thought about I wasn't sure if I should put YouTube shows on this or not. I've kind of when I've done this, it's I've just done other shows and movies and stuff. But maybe for next year because I like doing these tier lists. So maybe for when I make my tier list of everything I've watched in this year for 2026, I'll also include YouTube shows. I just didn't do so for this time around, in case you're wondering. But so I made a tier list. You can't really, I'll like kind of go through it a little bit better since um but yeah, so I made a tier list of everything that I watched. It's 2 pages because my A tier is quite big, so I couldn't fit it all on the little because I made this with Canva. I didn't um I didn't use like the actual like tier maker website because I don't really I that website is always really laggy for me. Like I like it, but it definitely lags a lot for me. And I know I'd have to like upload all like the pictures probably myself. Because I'm like, there's no way that that there already exists like a tier list of every exact show and movie that I watched. I would have to just like do my own thing. So yeah, so I just used Canva because it was just it's what I know how to use. I use Canva for like literally everything. Like I must say I do enjoy me some Canva. Like I'm really not like a graphic designer or anything at all. I will never claim to be so, but I do like to dabble in some Canva. um I want to watch Demon Slayer so bad. That's definitely I think I'm planning on watching it this year. I've been trying to one of my goals this year is to watch a lot more anime. Um Because I mean, I watched a good amount of anime last year, but I want to watch more this year. I feel like I feel like I kind of watched a lot more like live action stuff. Actually, I don't even know if that's true because I didn't really count everything, but like I didn't like count up all my from last year. But I definitely want to watch more anime. There's a lot of anime on my list that I want to watch this year. There's a lot of anime I want to watch in general, but I definitely want to prioritize watching more anime this year. But yeah, so I made my tier list. So I just kind of wanted to go through it really quickly and just like talk. If there's ones that I feel like I want to talk about like more, I'll elaborate on. But I just wanted to kind of show off my my tier list. So I'm gonna hold it close so you can see. So you can see it again. I'll post this on the community tab afterwards so you can see it better. But yeah. So I guess I'll start from like the bottom and work my way up. So in my there was nothing that I watched this year that I felt like was in a D tier, which is good. I feel like honestly, overall, I had a pretty good like watch a year of things that I watched. I really tried my obviously as you can see, I watched quite a lot of things. Um I try really hard to watch as many things as possible throughout like every year because obviously like as well maybe this isn't obvious. I feel like I keep saying obvious, but I'm like actually I don't know if that's something that's obvious or not. But so I am a writer. I enjoy writing. Obviously I'm working on rewriting Minecraft Diaries and that's a big thing that I'm working on right now. But I also am working on a lot of like my own personal um like writing projects and I think it's always really important to um consume a lot of media whether it's uh, like reading or watching things. That's why I read like 50 books last year. I've also thought about doing like kind of like oh this is everything I read um like last year uh or like whatever, but that would take me forever because I read a lot of books and some I have like I'm just like, oh, this was fine, but a lot I have that I was like, I have like a lot to say about. But that's what kind of like my usual book videos are for, is I'll talk about like all the different books I read. But anyway, yeah, so I try to watch as many things as I possibly can. I think I watched less things, uh what you wanna call it? Uh oh my gosh, I uh I had like a laptop when I was younger that I would just like write so much fan fiction on for different, not even just for like one for Minecraft Diaries, but also for so many different like random shows that I was watching. I don't have access to any of that anymore, but that just brought me back. Oh, I was a big fanfic writer when I was younger. Like I fully was a fanfic writer. Um and I would sometimes I would just write, oh my god, this is really embarrassing, but I would write fan fiction in like my spiral notebooks for school while I was like at school. Like I would be fully just like writing fan fiction during class. And then it's like you wonder why you're not doing well. It's like yes, like you're writing fan fiction in class when you're supposed to be doing your work. Like yeah, that's fully what oh my god, I literally would do that all the time. I would do that all the time. I would write all the time in class. And then again, it was just kind of like you wonder why you're not doing as well as you could have maybe been. I mean, I had a very tumultuous relationship with school. Overall, I was a pretty decent student, but I probably could have been a better student. But I also was just like, I just hated school. I really, really hated school, just like in general. Um, but anyway, as I was saying, yeah. So here's my tier list. So yeah, just going through um, what you call it. Yeah. So thankfully, there was nothing at D tier. Um, I feel like everything that I watched was for the most part like pretty good. Um, but yeah, so I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna start from C tier. So at the front of my C tier, I have this movie Belle. Belle, honestly, this was probably one of like the bigger disappointments for me of the, even though it wasn't so bad that obviously I put it like in D tier, but Belle, I was hoping that the music was really good. I love the songs in Belle are excellent. So excellent. I was hoping that it was going to be more. It just I felt like the movie was both really long, but it just also felt like the pace was really fast at the same time. Also, oh my gosh, what is his name? The actor who plays Jason in The Good Place, he voiced one of the characters in Belle, and I just felt like his performance was really lackluster, which was so disappointing because I really like him as an actor. He was really good in The Good Place, and I just it yeah, there were just a lot of things. Also, there was like this one random teacher who was just like randomly like a predator. She was just like, yeah, like I like dated this like 14-year-old boy. I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you saying? I was like, and it's just like a random thing that she says, and then no one ever brings it up again. I was like, this is kind of strange. But the music was really good, so that's why it's not like any lower. But then I have the what were these? The Sailor Moon movies, Cosmos and Eternal. I talked about this in my tier list video last year, from yeah, from 2024 because I watched Sailor Moon for the first time and I liked it. I talked more in that video kind of like my grievances with Sailor Moon. I was like, I can see why people would like it. I just don't really think it's for me. And so I kind of felt the same way about the movies. Like it just kind of felt like more of the same. Like it's beautiful animation. Um love the outfits and everything, and like the magical girlness of it all, but it just I was like, I can see why it's so beloved and why so many people like just like adore Sailor Moon, but I just felt like it just wasn't really oops, I tapped my mic. I it just felt like it wasn't really for me. Next we have my B tier, which is also not too big, which I think is pretty good. Um there's a Genshin Impact. Is that coming out? I've only played a little bit of Genshin. I'm gonna be so I played I didn't really do that much in Genshin. The thing that was really exciting to me is I was just like collecting apples. I was just like going up to the trees and like collecting like apples and like collecting like plants and stuff. I was like, I get to collect so many plants. Like I was barely doing any of like the actual like story stuff. I was just like collecting resources. That was like the main thing I was doing in Genshin. And I wouldn't play that much. I didn't play that much of it because I would play it on my phone. Um so it would like drain my battery. But oh, okay. So is it the same studio who does Demon Slayer? I mean, that's very exciting. Even though again, I definitely would not consider myself a Genshin Impact expert by any means because I've like again like barely played any of it in the grand scheme of things. But I would definitely I would definitely check it out. Like I would definitely be down to checking it out. So that's exciting. I'll put that on my. Thank you for letting me know because that probably wouldn't have been on my radar. Um, mm, okay, sounds interesting. I'm excited. I'm excited to to see how they end up doing it because again, I don't really know. Like I know there's a lot of like story stuff with um with Genshin, and there's like so many different characters and stuff like that. That again, like I don't really know. I don't really know a lot of it. I don't really know a lot of the lore personally, but I would definitely be really interested in checking it out. Um, oh, I'll definitely have to watch the trailer then. Oh my gosh, you got me excited. I'm like, literally like 2 seconds ago, I didn't even know that this existed, and now I know, and I'm excited for it. So that's exciting. But yeah, so my beats here. First we have I Know That Voice, which was a really great documentary about voice actors. If you've watched like enough of my videos, then you probably know that like I'm a really, really big fan of like a lot of voice actors. I, one of my favorite comments that I've gotten is someone said that I'm like a human IMDb like page because I just like when there's a voice actor that I really love, I just know like so many of their voice acting credits. So this was like a really, really wonderful documentary. The only honestly, the only reason for me why it's not in A is because it's a this documentary came out in 2013, so it is a little dated. There are some things that were said in it um that if it came out today would not be received very well at all. But I think in terms of like the actual like talking about like the experiences of of these voice actors who were featured in the documentary, I thought it was really really interesting. And I think if you are a fan of animation, if you're a fan of voice actors, I think that's a really good documentary to watch. Some of my favorite voice actors were in it, like um, Kevin Michael Richardson, I think Eric Bauza was in it. Seth Green was in it. All my Ninja Turtles ones. Um, let's see who else was in it. John DiMaggio was in it. Oh, what's her name? The voice actress who voices Azula in Avatar: The Last Airbender. She was in it. Um, I'm just trying to do like that. I'm trying to think of who else was in it. It's been a little bit since I watched it, but it was really good, and I really really liked it. I think also Rob Paulson was probably in it too. I imagine he was probably in it. All my Ninja Turtles people, they were probably in it. And Andrea Romano, she's like a really famous voice director for like Nickelodeon. She was in it, like, and just like yeah, like hearing their stories was just like really wonderful. Also, I'm pretty sure what's his name, the guy who voices Winnie the Pooh. I think he was also in it. So really great documentary. Again, I think it's a little dated. Um, I don't again like I feel like if it came out today, like in this year, I don't think it would be. I think there would be a lot like some things that were. I don't think it I don't think it would be like so, but I feel like there are some things that were said that I feel like people will be like that not great. Maybe you shouldn't have said that. Um, but man, people are so fucking weird about voice actors. It really pisses me off. I'm like, can you leave them alone? Like, it actually makes me so angry. Oh my gosh, like genuinely, it makes me so fucking annoyed because it's like literally these people are just like doing their fucking jobs. Like they do not owe you a single thing. Like leave them alone. Stop being weird. Like stop stop being weird. Like it's so annoying. But yeah, but I as somebody who loves voice actors, I definitely think that this is a really great documentary. Next we have Star versus the Forces of Evil. I so my boyfriend loves this show. This was like one of like his favorite shows when we like first started dating. And for the longest time, he's like, "You need to watch it. You need to watch it. You need to watch it." And I watched it, and I liked it, but I personally, again, it was just one of those things where I'm like, I feel like I just wasn't the target audience for this. Like, I feel like, I don't know. And unfortunately, it was one of those things where it got canceled. Um, so they didn't like there was more for the story that they had planned, but it got cut short. So I do think that that's unfortunate, and I think it maybe if the show had been longer, maybe and they'd been able to expand on more of the story, that I would have been more of a fan of it. Um, but yeah, I felt like I like honestly, I wasn't super invested in any of the characters. Like I liked Star and I liked Marco. Um, but I really like my favorite episode was about Star's parents, like when they were young. I forget what season that was, and I forget what the episode was called, but whatever that episode was that like showed Star's parents when they were young, that was really interesting. Like that one I was really, really on board with. I really liked. Um, but yeah, like just in general, I didn't really feel super attached to any of the characters, which was unfortunate because I really did want to love it, but I just like it. So it was just okay to me. There were definitely some. I'll also, I didn't. I think that like the way that they handled like the discrimination of like the monsters, not good. I thought that that was honestly handled pretty poorly in terms of like how it was resolved. They were just like, you know what we need to do so that the humans and the monsters will get along? We need to get rid of all the magic and therefore kill all the magical creatures. It's like, so in order for these two races to get along, we have to exterminate all these other like magical beings. I'm like, I feel like we might have skipped some steps. Like, how was that the conclusion we got to? Like, what? Sorry. That's kind of a big spoiler. Sorry, I just realized I probably should have said spoiler warning. My bad. I mean, I kind of spoke about it vaguely. It's sorry. The show's been out for a couple of years. I'm sorry, but I probably should have been a little bit more clear about spoilers. But yeah. So overall, I think it was just okay. I think it was just fine. Like um, I didn't particularly like I didn't feel super, super strongly about it. I feel like I would have had more of a problem with the end. I know that the ending was super, super controversial. I personally think I think like it was just fine. Like obviously get like the what I just talked about with like the whole thing about like the magic and like the monsters and stuff. Like I think that that was handled very poorly, but I think that I think that the only reason why I wasn't more upset about it was just because I wasn't so invested in like these characters and everything. But um, so for me, I kind of just felt very meh about everything by the end. But I do think it's really fucked up how they didn't really resolve like all like this discrimination and like prejudices like towards like the monsters. Like that never really got like to a point where they were like they fully were just like that it was like properly resolved. I was like, this felt like like a very weird way. Honestly, I could probably make a video about that on its own. Like, I'm like, this felt like a very weird way to handle like discrimination. Mm, did not love that. But yeah, but oh, if we're talking about the show overall, it was just fine to me. Next we have XO Kitty, which is the spin-off show to like the To All the Boys I Loved Before movies. This show pleasantly surprised me. There were points where it was very corny, it was very cheesy. Some of the dialogue was like that, like very like corny, like this is not how teens talk dialogue. But it it genuinely like I had a good time watching it. Like I genuinely had like again, I feel like you just have to go into it like knowing that it's going to be really corny and cheesy, but I found it really endearing and I really really liked Anna Cathcart who plays Kitty. I love her and I thought that she was wonderful in it. I also really love I don't know his name, but the actor who plays Day and then the actress who plays Yuri, they were really excellent. Honestly, I love Yuri and Day a lot as characters. I loved their like friendship. It was really cute to me. I definitely will say I think the thing for me, the show kind of started kind of slow in the sense of like I didn't really care that much about Kitty. Like I cared a lot more again like about like Yuri and Day and like everybody else. But by the end of the show, I was like I'm very invested in Kitty. And again, it's very corny. It can be messy. Kitty makes some bad decisions, but also I am kind of a Kitty defender. Like I feel like some of those things were not her fault. Like she was just kind of caught in the wrong place at the wrong time sometimes, and I'm a little bit of a Kitty defender. I'm a little bit of a Kitty apologist, I must say. But yeah, I thought it was cute. I thought it was a cute show. I thought it was fun. It also made me cry a lot more than I thought. Like there are some really genuinely like very emotional parts in the show. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I was here for like some silly, messy teen romances, and now I'm like sobbing my eyes out. Like, what the fuck were you guys doing to me? But yeah, it was a very cute show. It wasn't anything particularly groundbreaking, which is why it's not like higher on my tier list. But it was cute. It was a fun time, and I enjoyed it. And I'm very excited for season 3, which I don't know when it's coming out, but I do know that it is on its way because Netflix would tell me like every 5 seconds. They're like, "It's official, a new season is coming." I'm like, "Thank you, Netflix." I knew that. Let's see. Next, we have Shogun. Shogun was a show when I was in college that people were like, "You have to watch Shogun. This show is a masterpiece. It's like the best show ever." And I do think it's a very beautiful. Like it's the cinematography in the show phenomenal. The action scenes were really excellent. Like it was just a visually very stunning show. My biggest problem with Shogun, and I hate to say it, like I honestly I stopped watching Shogun. Like I didn't even watch the last episode of season 1. I know there's another season coming, and I don't think I'm gonna watch it honestly because for me the most interest I just feel like Shogun would have been such a more interesting and compelling show if the focus was on the female characters. Like the female characters were so much more interesting to me than and literally any of the men. And the problem is the show mainly focuses on like the two leads, the two people that were mainly focusing on are men. And then so much of the other cast is of men. Like there are women in the cast, but we don't get nearly as much focus on them as we do on the men. I just feel like Shogun would have been such a better show if we followed those women instead of the men. So that's honestly the reason why I kind of stopped watching it. Is like I'm just bored. I'm tired of all these men. Where are the women? I'm like I want to see their stories. Like yeah, I definitely think once we start getting up higher, I think those are ones that you should maybe watch if you want to. But I don't know. I feel like that's also I feel like it might be worth searching up all of these just because it's like just because I didn't like something, you might love it. So it's like everyone has different tastes. So I feel like it's always worth looking into. Like I love looking at like what people have like watched to kind of like um get my own like recommendations and stuff. But yeah, so Shogun was yeah, I think yeah, so it was a little disappointing to me because again, I because people had really built it up to me when I was in college, like in my screenwriting classes, they were like, "This is like the best show ever." Like, and the performances were excellent. Like they were so good. Like all the actors were phenomenal in general. But again, I just feel like it would have been a better show if we focused on these women instead. And I get that it's an adaptation of a novel. I think the novel was also called Shogun, and I think it's like the same thing. It's like focusing on like these two men, but I don't know. I was just more interested in the women, and they just didn't really have the same spotlight as the men. So that's why it's so much lower in comparison to everything else. All right, next we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the 2003 series, which is a very important distinction because if you know me, you know that 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is my favorite show of all time. So this is not that show. This is a different Ninja Turtles show, just so that we're clear. um, yeah, I literally, girl, if we'd be here forever if I went through like my like watch lists of shows that I want to watch, like regular shows, films, anime, um, K dramas. Like my lists are so long. Like it's actually really embarrassing how many. But it's also just like there's so many things that I want to watch, and I'm like I don't have enough time in a day or in a week or in a month or in a year to watch all the things I want to watch. But I try my best to. I try to watch as many things as I can, as you can see. All right, 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I wanted it to be more than it was, and I kind of like I definitely think I got my hopes up because I'm such a big I love 2012 TMNT. And to be fair, I know that I'm like for me, nothing will ever probably top 2012 TMNT. That's always gonna be my favorite version of Ninja Turtles. But I genuinely like I was a little disappointed by 2003 TMNT. I think I was honestly disappointed because kind of like Shogun, people built this up to me as like, oh my gosh, 2003 Ninja Turtles, it's like dark and gritty and edgy, and they were like pushing the boundaries. And like in some ways, yes, in some ways it was a little bit more violence than I'm sure a lot of like these kind of like kids cartoons were allowed to be at the time. But I just like in terms of like the overall storylines and storytelling of it all, I just it just wasn't really I just didn't really love it. I just didn't really feel like they were doing anything so and again, maybe it's just because I watched like again, 2012 TMNT was my favorite show of all time. And that was my first introduction to Ninja Turtles as a franchise. And I don't know, I think especially with like um even like stuff that's come out recently, like the Mutant Mayhem movie and the Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show, um, which that also I do have some feelings about that as well. Uh, but I just felt like the storytelling and the characters of those, like I think 2003 Ninja Turtles is kind of another one of those things where I'm like, I can see why people love it, and if that was like the version of Turtles that you grew up watching, I can see like why people would love it and get and be really attached to it and whatnot. But it just wasn't my favorite. And I can honestly talk more about this, but I feel like we'll be here forever, so I'm gonna move on. Like I liked it. Like there were definitely some really good moments that I really enjoyed, but especially the later seasons when they were like in like the future and the time travel stuff, I was like, I'm kind of checked out. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm like I can't really like what are we doing here? Um okay, so as for where I've watched these, I'm gonna try to see if I can remember. Belle, I think I watched on Netflix or on YouTube. I might have rented it on YouTube. I can't remember. Or I can't remember. Um the Sailor Moon movies I watched on Netflix. I Know That Voice I watched on um where did I watch this? Paramount Plus, I think. My brother has like all the subscriptions to like all the different well, it's like my brother and my parents, they like some of them have some subscriptions, my brother has some subscriptions, I have some subscriptions, so we kind of all pool our subscriptions so that we're not all paying for them individually. So kind of try to save some money that way. Yes, I think this was Paramount Plus or maybe Hulu. This was Hulu. Exo Kitties, Netflix, Shogun was Hulu, Ninja Turtles was Hulu, I think, or Paramount Plus. I can't really actually no, I think it's Paramount Plus. Um, and then moving on, we have Over the Garden Wall. I'll keep this one brief. I liked it, but I feel like I need to watch it again. Honestly, I feel like I didn't really get it. Like I know like there are some people who really really love that show, and I thought it was cute. I thought it was short and sweet, simple to the point. But I also feel like again, like I feel like I missed something. I feel like I didn't fully get it and like understand it, and so I feel like I need to watch it again to really like get like the themes and stuff. But it was a cute show. It was also kind of like spooky and stuff, and I liked it. I think it's a good like fall show to watch. This was on Hulu, I think. I think if I'm remembering. Um, Cap the the Catherine the Great show, the aka The Great, that was also Hulu. The Great was honestly probably also one of my big letdowns of the year. I'm not gonna lie. First, I need some water though. Because I love Elle Fanning, and I yeah, I love Elle Fanning and I love Nicholas Hoult. Both incredible, incredible actors. And I feel like the characters of like Catherine and like Peter were so funny and so like I feel like the show was very funny, but I also just feel like the episodes were too long. Like I feel like if this show had been like half an hour episodes, I would have been able to watch it so much. I would have been able to get through it so much easier, but I stopped watching after the first season because I was just like I'm like these episodes are too long, and I can't, like I'm just not really super invested in the story. And even though I'm really intrigued by these characters, and I think that it's again the show is very funny, but I just wasn't fully I really just was not as invested as I thought I was going to be. I thought I was going to love the show, and I was so really disappointed when I didn't love it. Because again, like I love Elle Fanning and I love Nicholas Hoult, and I thought that they did such great jobs in their roles. I thought they were such like they're phenomenal actors. Um but yeah, it wasn't my fave. It wasn't my fave. Yeah, I probably won't watch the others because there are two more seasons of The Great. And I probably won't watch them because again, the hour-long episodes were really killing me, bro. Like for this show specifically. Sometimes I can handle it. I can handle hour-long episodes for shows. Sometimes I cannot handle it though. I can't hang. I'm just like I'm so like again like trying to like my attention span. Like I just feel like not every show needs to be an hour long. Like I feel like we can do it half an hour episodes. And sometimes I don't feel that way. Sometimes I feel like okay, we need this to be like an hour long episode and that's fine. But I just this to me, I think this show would have been so much better for me personally if the episodes were half an hour, because there would just be times where like literally in the middle of an episode I would just like be like spacing out and I'm like wait what are we, because it would just kind of start to drag. Like I felt like almost every episode like start to drag like right in the middle, like, and I'm like this would have been a perfect place to like break, because then we could have like broken it up and I wouldn't feel like I'm just like like being dragged through like nothing right now. Um but yeah, so unfortunate, but yeah, I didn't love The Great as much as I wanted to. But I can see why again, it's another thing where I'm like I can see why people would love it. It just wasn't my thing. I just feel again like the story was just not the most compelling to me. And even though I really enjoyed again like the characters, I needed more from the story that I just wasn't really getting. All right, moving on up to my A tier. This is where we start getting to the really really exciting stuff. First, we got Amphibia. This I watched on either Hulu or Disney Plus. I can't really remember honestly. Amphibia, oh, I loved Amphibia. I really really loved Amphibia. This show was so cute and fun, and also like oh my gosh, it was just a big reminder of why I love found family. Like that's my favorite trope ever. I love it when a found family is found familying. Like it's just my favorite thing in the world. And I was just like, I love these frogs so much. I love them so much. And I loved Anne. Anne is such a great character. Like I had a feeling that I was gonna, because this show is very much more like in line with like um like the Owl House and like kind of like Gravity Falls and like stuff like that. So I knew I was gonna love the show, and I was very very happy that I was right because it was so cute, so fun. Um, and I just again like I love Brenda Song who voiced Anne. Like she's wonderful. And I love this little frog family. Ugh, the frogs, Hop Pop and Spring and Polly, I would die for those frogs too. Like I'm like I get it. I'm like I get it. I would risk my life for those frogs as well because they are so sweet and they were just such a cute family. Like I love them so much. Oh my god, I love the show. I'm probably gonna make a video about this, like how much I love this show because it was just so cute. It was such a fun time. Sorry, oh, I'm like really needing to drink a lot of water because I'm just like so fucking parched. I mean, I shouldn't be that surprised. I've just been talking for so long. But yeah, love Amphibia. Loved Amphibia. Next we have Wicked for Good. This one I saw in theaters. Um, I loved Wicked. I'm such a big theater kid. Love theater. I will like once a theater kid, always a theater kid. So this was very important to me. I watched Wicked for Good twice. Once with my mom, and then the second time with my best friend. Both times in theaters. I cried both times. It was wonderful. Cynthia Erivo should not be allowed to be that talented because what the fuck? Like actually what every time that she opens her mouth to sing, like I'm just like on the verge of tears because it's so beautiful. Like what the fuck? Like uh truly like I genuinely think that she is my favorite Elphaba ever. Just like she was just so phenomenal and I loved her so much. Um I know that whatchamacallit, I know that people were like, "Oh, it wasn't as good as part 1." And I agree. I would say I agree. I think that act 1, but that's kind of how Wicked the show has always been. Like when Wicked on Broadway opened, that was kind of like the how the show was received as well, where it was like act 1 is really strong and then act 2 is not as strong, but I still really love act 2 and I think that the movie did a really good job at adapting act 2. Um and also some of my favorite songs. Like I know a lot of like the really big hits are in Act One. Some of my favorite songs are in Act Two, like Thank Goodness, No Good Deed, of course, For Good. Which literally that song always makes me cry. I can't like hear that song or sing that song and not just start like crying so much. I love that song so much, and I think that the movie did a really beautiful job with that song in particular, and just in general, it was just really. It was sorry, oh my god, I just like burped. It was a really good time. I really enjoyed it. I know that like what you would call it, and I'm sure that all like the songs were like very like overplayed and whatnot. But I'm like I don't give a fuck. I listen to them in my car all the time. Like I had like the soundtrack like playing on repeat. Like I love musicals. I love when musicals are done well. It's very important to me. I love it so much. I also realized I probably should have brought some chapstick because I'm like looking at my and my lips are a little dry, but it's okay. I'll just cover my face with this. um, let's see, where are we? Oh yeah, Fantastic Four. Love that movie. I've never watched a Fantastic Four movie in my life. I've never read any of the comics, but I love Pedro Pascal and I love Found Family and I love this movie. I loved this movie. I'm also I wouldn't even consider myself in terms of like Marvel or DC, like I'm not the biggest superhero fan, but I also can't even say that I like dislike superheroes or anything because technically Ninja Turtles they are like considered like, in like the superhero genre even if they're not like what you think of when you think of superheroes. So it's not that I don't even like superheroes or like whatever, but it's just like in terms of like Marvel or DC, I'm not like the biggest I'm not the biggest like Marvel or DC fan personally. Like I definitely watched more Marvel movies Sorry, my sound, my mic died, so I needed my other mic. This is why I have my other one on standby. Are we good? Can we hear it? I just turned the other mic on. Is the mic, can we hear it now? I had to turn on my other mic. All right, amazing. But yeah, so I was just saying that generally speaking, like I'm not the biggest like superhero nerd, but I loved the Fantastic Four movie. I thought this movie was so excellent. It was so good. I saw it in theaters with my boyfriend. We loved it. Um yeah, it was just wonderful. Yeah, I was just saying that I'm just not the biggest in general, the biggest um superhero like when it comes to like Marvel and DC, like I don't really follow a lot of like that stuff super closely, but this movie was really wonderful. I loved it so much. Pedro Pascal was excellent in it. He was wonderful. Um and it's just the found family was really found familying, and it's really spoke to me. I cried a lot watching this movie. I loved it a lot. All right, next we have Gentry Chow versus the Underworld. I loved this show. The main reason why I wanted to watch it was because Cat's Eye, as you probably know at this point, I love Cat's Eye. Big Cat's Eye fan. Cat's Eye did the theme song, like the intro song for them, Flame, which is also one of my favorite Cat's Eye songs of all time. Um, and because I love that song so much, I was like, let me actually watch the show that they made the song for. And I loved the show. It was really good. I think that this is a really like the animation was really good. It's basically just about this girl who has like these fire powers, and she's like constantly trying to um control them, navigate like high school and stuff, fight demons. It's a really good time. I really loved it so much. Like genuinely such a gem, like an unexpected gem. Like I truly like was not expecting like this show would have completely like flown under my radar probably if had not been for Cat's Eye. So I'm really glad that I got to watch it. Like I really loved it a lot. It was really cute. I also just loved Gentry as a character. My one complaint though, I would say about this show, and part of the reason why it's not higher on my tier list is because um one of the characters, Michael, I feel like they should have they could have expanded more on his powers. Which is sorry, kind of a spoiler. I need to stop doing that. It's kind of a spoiler, but I feel like they didn't really go as much into it as they should have. Like I feel like they teased a lot, and I don't know if they're gonna get another season. I think it's just the one season. I didn't see anything that they're getting another season. So if that's the case, then we're not gonna get any more information about his powers, which is honestly really upsetting because I really liked Michael. He was a really good character. But overall, really enjoyed the show. And Flame is a wonderful song, and I loved like the intro, like animation, like for that went with the song. I thought was really fun. Yeah, no, of course. I'm also like I want to get some more water and I want to get some chapstick because I feel self-conscious. So we're going to take a little break. But I'll be back in a few minutes. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I just need a moment to set up. There we go. We're back. Also, I think as I was like trying to figure out how to turn off my camera for the break, I think I like accidentally like clipped like a highlight or something. I don't know how I did that. I don't know how I get rid of it either. I don't know where it is. I don't know if it's saved or anything because they were like, "Oh, you want to save a highlight?" I was like, "No, I just want to turn my camera off." But I might have done that on accident, so my fault. I don't know if you can even see it. I don't know where you'd be able to see it if you could anyway, but it's whatever. We're back. All right. Let's see. Where were we? Oh yes, we had just talked about Gentry Chow versus the Underworld. Oh, I watched this on Netflix, by the way. Sorry, I'm trying to be good and remember like where I watched all these things. Um, Next we have A Man on the Inside. This show was so fucking cute. Such an unexpected gem. It stars Ted Danson, who was in The Good Place, who I loved in The Good Place. He was so good in that show, and he is so excellent in this show as well. Oh my gosh, this show, I watched it because I was originally gonna write a spec script, which basically means like um you take a show and then you honestly you kind of write like it's almost kind of like writing this makes it sound so unprofessional, but it's kind of what it is. Like writing like a fanfic, like you write your own episode of that show and then you kind of like will submit it to like um industry people. Um I was gonna do it for a contest, but that contest ended up getting canceled. So, but this was the show I was gonna write the spec script for, and I was like, well, I'm already enjoying the show, so I might as well watch it anyway. And it was so cute. Me and my boyfriend had such a good time watching it. It was just like so. It's about this guy. Um, he's a retired professor and he gets like roped into doing like to being like basically being like a spy. He's trying to like solve like a there was like a jewelry thief. Yeah, it was like a jewelry thief in like uh a retirement like home community, and so he basically had to like infiltrate and like figure out who stole it. And it was really really cute. It was so sweet and wholesome, but also really devastating because it's just like you're with all these like all the characters are like all these like elderly people and they're all just like old and they're like it's like a lot about like aging and like death and like um what you call it, like the latter part of like your life, and just like it was really it was both really really sweet and really really gut wrenching. Highly recommend it. The show is on Netflix. I know there's another season. I think it just came out. I only watched. I This is only counts for the first season. I only watched, but I am gonna watch the second season because I loved it so much and it was so so cute. I don't think that I think the second season takes place in another like setting. Like I think it's a because it's a whole new like case and stuff. Um, but it was really really cute, really really sweet. But also be prepared to cry because it was also like really emotional. It was really really emotional, but it was a really really good time. I such an unexpected gem again. All right, next we have the Jujutsu Kaisen movie that I watched in theaters with my boyfriend. Um, we really enjoyed it. Honestly, the main reason why we went was because basically so it was a compilation of the Shibuya incident, and then it showed the first two episodes of season 3, and that was the main reason because we really wanted to see the first two episodes of season 3 before it officially came out. And we really liked it. We really liked watching the particularly obviously because it was like a compilation of the Shibuya incident. It was just basically like we were being fast forwarded, and it was just like a lot. Um, I was like, "Hello, Arnold. Hello." To anyone who might just be joining. Um, just talking about all the things that I watched um, last year. These are all like the shows and movies that I watched. We're up to my A tier, so we're talking about the Jujutsu Jujutsu Kaisen movie. Um, but yeah, so we liked it. We liked it. Again, like it was half a compilation movie, half the first two episodes of season three, but we really enjoyed getting to see the first two episodes of season three, which was really fun. What wasn't so fun was because again we were rewatching the Shibuya incident, was having to rewatch all the characters that I love die again, which was and all the really really emotional like parts, but just like fast forwarded from the Shibuya incident. So that was a little less fun for my heart, but it was a good time. It was a good experience. Because it was half like a compilation film. That's why I didn't put it any higher really, because again, it was a lot of it was just stuff we'd already seen before, but just like fast forwarded. But it was still a good time. Um, um, but yeah, I get it. I understand. I know people also were like I also know some people who like didn't really care for Jujutsu Kaisen. I personally, for me, it was a slow start. Like I wasn't super invested until probably like the fourth or fifth episode. But once I got invested, once I was hooked, I was hooked. Like I was super super hooked. Like I was into it. And I've been very into it ever since. And I really really love JJK. And I have been watching season three. Um, with my boyfriend. So I'm very excited, but also very, very terrified to see how the season plays out because I'm just always so scared for my babies. I don't want anyone to die, but I know that so many of them are gonna die, and I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, next we have Superman. Excellent movie. Excellent, 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 excellent movie. Like I loved Superman so much. I definitely, obviously, I preferred because I saw first. Me and my boyfriend, we saw Superman in theaters. Then I think like the next week or next couple of weeks after. I can't remember when they came out. But first we watched Superman, then we watched Fantastic Four. Obviously, I personally preferred Fantastic Four over Superman, but still excellent movie. Excellent, excellent movie. The guy who played Superman, excellent, so perfect in that role. Um, Nicholas Holt, I loved him as Lex Luthor. He was so silly. He was such a hater, and I really, really, really loved him. Um, but yeah, he was really excellent. I loved that movie. I loved um just like how like sweet Superman was, and it was just really really cute. Like it was really cute, but it was also just like very is very politically relevant, which I really really love, especially with like Palestine. And I really really loved I loved Superman. It was such a good movie. Next we have The Last of Us, season two. I watched, which devastated me, really broke my heart. Just like but with like the actual game, The Last of Us Part Two, it hurt my feelings. Really, really hurt my feelings to watch all the things, all the pain, all over again. But um, I thought they did a really good job with adapting this like first part of The Last of Us Part 2 for season 2. And I'm very very excited for The Last of Us season 3 to see the rest. I'm especially, oh my god, I want to see my boy Lev, who's my favorite character. Um and I miss Lev. I hope that Lev that we get to I hope so. We better fucking see Lev in season 3. Unless like unless we're getting a season 4 and we're gonna get that part of the story in season 4. But I miss him. I miss him, and I really hope. I know that Ian Alexander wants to reprise his role or their role as Lev. Um, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I would love it because I love Ian Alexander, and they did such a great job in um in the game, and they were just phenomenal. But yeah, show hurt my feelings, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Oh, and Isabella Merced. Oh my god, Isabella Merced was so ah, she was so excellent in this as Dina, like truly so excellent. She was also great in Superman. Like truly, she was having a great year. I love Isabella Merced. Like she is so so wonderful. I love her. But yeah, she was phenomenal as Dina, and I just oh so excellent, so so excellent. Um, yeah, sorry. Let me actually read the. Oh, I have not. I didn't watch. Are we talking about the live action? I have not watched the live action How to Train Your Dragon. I do really like Nico Parker, so I did want to see it. Because I really liked her in The Last of Us. But yeah, I haven't seen it, and I haven't watched the How to Train Your Dragon movies in years. But I do want to rewatch the actual like animated movies because I haven't seen those in a really really long time. Um, but yeah, so I don't really have much. I don't really have much to say else about that. But I did love the animated movies. But again, I don't honestly like. I remember them loosely, but I don't fully remember everything. Honestly, if I'm being so so honest. Um, but I do plan on watching the live action. I don't know if I'll do it this year. We'll see. I have a lot of as you can see, I like to watch as many things as possible. But like I try to like fit it into my schedule. We'll see. We'll see if it happens. Yeah, no, I get that. Honestly, it's probably been like years since I watched the last movie, so I get that. So what time is it right now? Okay. I'm gonna try to go through these as quickly as I can because I do want to end not just yet, but in a little bit I do want to end stream because I want to take a nap. So I'm gonna try to go through the rest of these pretty quickly. All right, next we have the Sea Beast. This movie was so cute. I loved this movie so much. I think I watched it on Netflix. So so cute. Also, The Last of Us was on HBO Max. Oh my god, I could not remember what the fuck this was on. HBO Max. The Sea Beast, such a cute movie. It was on Netflix, I'm pretty sure. Oh my god, it was so sweet, so heartwarming. I loved it so much. Um, I loved the beast, the actual like sea beast was so cute. It was just like such a again, I'm such a sucker for found family. Like I love it when the found family does its thing. And this was another really great example of that. Very, very cute movie. This movie came out a couple years ago, but it just like took me forever to get around to watching it. And I'm really glad that I did because it was really, really sweet. I really liked it. Um, maybe I'll make a video about uh it because it's a very cute movie. It was like let me actually see. Um, or no, it's the Sea Beast. Sorry, I'm trying to the Sea Beast. Okay, yeah, it came out in 2022. I definitely think more people should watch it because it was really really cute. It's just like about how this like sea monster and this like orphan girl and this guy who was previously a part of like this like group of like pirates who were also like who hunted sea monsters. They all again they become like a little family and it's really cute. Um, and I really, really liked it. So definitely, definitely recommend. Next we have Only Murders in the Building season 5. This was season 5, right? Oh my god, I don't even remember how many seasons there are now. I just realized this show has so many seasons now, but season 5. Very, very cute. I really enjoyed. I feel like this season was really like returning to form. I don't know if that's the saying. I don't know if that's the correct saying. But I think that it was such a cute um well it was like it was cute but it was also like really sad because of the character that they killed and that was like the mystery that they had to solve for this season was really devastating, but I really liked how they handled the story. And I feel like because with season 3 and season 4, I mean season 4 was better I think because of again the character that got killed off and then them having to solve that murder was like it was somebody that we actually like were like really invested in and cared about, so obviously like we want to know who killed them. Season 3 I felt less about that because it's just like they killed like this random guy who they were yes like oh that's unfortunate that he died and in the way that he died, but like
we didn't like. Do we really care about this man? Personally, I didn't really care that much about him, but whatever. But yeah, so I feel like this season, because again, the death was somebody who the character they killed was somebody that we were like really cared about and were really invested in. Like, um, it just made the storytelling of the season a lot better. So I really enjoyed the season, even though it did make me cry, bummed me out, but I did enjoy it. All right, then for the rest of my A tier, again, I had to continue my A tier onto this other paper. We have To All the Boys I Loved Before, Always and Forever, Lara Jean. I had not seen. I watched this movie before I watched XO Kitty because I hadn't actually seen it before. Um, Even though it came out like a couple of years ago, I think it came out in like 2021 or something. Um, but I really, really liked it a lot. It was so cute. I have such a special place in my heart for the To All the Boys I Loved Before movies because like they just to me, I feel like I'm not even like the biggest like rom-com person, but I love this movie. It's so cute. It was just so cute. I love Lara Jean and Peter. I'm like, I know that what you want to call it. I remember that at least at some point, like a few years ago or something, that people were like, "Oh, Peter's not even that good of a boyfriend because of like some stuff in like the second movie and also some stuff in this movie." But I couldn't help it. I still love them. Like I still really love them. Like I thought they were really cute, and it was just like a really cute movie. It was really cute, like fluffy, like little silly romance that I really enjoyed. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was a good way to wrap up um the movie series. Um and I'm glad that I watched it before I watched XO Kitty because I feel like it helped prepare me to watch XO Kitty, which is because it kind of like where we pick up, pick, pick up in like kind of like the story. Um, Sorry, I need more water. Okay. Then I watched. Well, this isn't order when I watched, but oh, I watched this on Netflix by the way. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is the adaptation of the Hunger Games book, the prequel book, which I've not read, and this might be really bad of me. I have not read any of the Hunger Games books, but I really want to. I really, 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 really want to. I fully kind of like missed out on like the big YA dystopian wave that was happening. Like I was there for it, but I just didn't read any of those like YA dystopian books. But I really do want to read the Hunger Games because I know that those books are so good, and so I definitely want to read them. I also want to watch the other movies because I have not seen the other movies either. But I watched this one first because not even just because it's the first chronologically in terms of like because obviously this is like the prequel. The prequel. I just call it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it, guys. Um, the prequel. Um, that's not even the reason, like the main reason why I watched this one first as opposed to the other ones. But I watched it because I love Rachel Zegler. I love Rachel Zegler so much. I'll watch pretty much almost anything that she's in. She's my favorite actress. I got to see her in Romeo and Juliet on Broadway. She's just so talented, and I love her so much. And I loved this movie. I don't know because I haven't read the book. I don't know if it's like a super faithful adaptation to the book, but I really liked it. I thought it was a really good time getting in the mind of President Snow to like because even though I haven't read the Hunger Games books, like I am familiar enough with like the story and the characters. So like getting into his mind and like seeing like how he like became like kind of like the way that he was and like the fact that just like at every point he always chose like the most evil option was really really like fascinating to see, and Tom Blythe was excellent in that role, and I love him. I love Tom Blythe and Rachel. I love their friendship. It's so cute. It's really really sweet. I watched this movie on fuck, I don't even. It might have been Hulu. Honestly, at this point there's too many streaming services. It's hard to keep track of where the fuck anything is, what is on anything, because it's just like everybody has different shows and different movies, and it's like, oh my god, like trying to find like fucking needle in a haystack with all these different streaming services. Um but yeah, then we have, oh yeah, this is the Dragon Prince. The Dragon Prince, I liked. This was a show that was recommended to me a lot. People were like, you would really like the Dragon Prince. And I watched it and I did really enjoy it. I did like the Dragon Prince. It wasn't, obviously, as you could see, because it's in my A tier and it's kind of low, or not super low, but lower on my A tier. Um, like, I didn't love it. Like, it wasn't like my favorite thing that I watched last year, but I definitely enjoyed it. It was fun. It was quirky. Um, the characters were very fun. The story was very fun. Um, I'm very excited to watch, though, The Dragon King, the sequel series. I know that they're trying to. I don't know if that's actually coming out. I think it is. I know that they had like a Kickstarter for it. I hope that actually gets made because I do want to see like the the characters like all grown up. I think that at least the first episode is has been made because I remember they released a trailer for it. But I'm very excited for that. Callum with a beard really threw me off, but like I'm very excited to see all the characters all like grown up and what they're going through. I'm debating on whether I'm gonna make a video about the Dragon Prince because I do feel like I have more to say about it in general. Like, there are definitely some problems I had with it in terms of like um with certain things with like character development and like certain, like there were just like some small things that I'm like, I feel like things that I weren't expecting like to have problems with it, but then I was like, huh, that's kind of weird. But overall I really enjoyed it. Overall I had a really good time. I will say my biggest thing is with like Callum is that I just like all I could hear was Sokka. I literally all I could hear was Sokka because it's the same voice actor. What's his name? Jack DeSena, I think. Um, like literally every time he spoke, I'm like, that's Sokka. Like that's literally, I'm like, I'm like, I yes, you're Callum, but that's Sokka. Like I can't hear anything else other than Sokka. So that was always very funny every time Callum spoke. And Callum's the main character, so I'm just like, it's basically this is the Sokka show with dragons in it. But it was a good time. I enjoyed it. All right, next we have the Olivia Rodrigo Guts World Tour concert film. Very, very good. I'm a big Olivia Rodrigo fan. I'm very excited for whenever she releases her next album. I know she's been like teasing it, and there's been rumors that it's gonna come, that she's been working on it and stuff. So I hope that comes out soon because I've been desperately needing some more Olivia Rodrigo music. But it was a good time. I really enjoyed it. Especially as someone who's broke and couldn't actually see the concert in person. I couldn't be able to see the tour in person. So I'm glad that she released the film to watch it. That was a fun time. This was on Netflix that I watched. Then we have, what's next? Oh yes, Win or Lose. I watched on Disney Plus. This was a really cute show. I really did enjoy it. It was it's basically the show about like this softball team. I think it's, yes, they're softball. Um, the softball team called the Pickles, which is very cute. I love that. Um, and basically each episode focused on a different person, like a different either person on the team or like the coach or the umpire, um and like focusing on like their like different like personal lives and like the things that they're like struggling with leading up to their championship game. And it was really, really cute. The animation was really, really cute. um, my biggest thing, though, my biggest complaint with this show was that Disney, in true Disney fashion of being absolute fucking pieces of shit, censored one. There's one character, I believe it's Kai, who she's trans, but they don't explicitly really show it in the final version of the show. They cut that out, but like if you search it up, you'll find out that like they do more like more her episode was supposed to have more like explicit like portrayals of like her gender like dysphoria and like stuff. So that's like my biggest gripe with the show is that they did it, that they censored that, they cut that out. Because again, Disney fucking sucks. But the show was it was a very cute show. It was very, I loved the characters. I loved the animation and like the voice acting and whatnot. But that's definitely my biggest gripe is that the censoring of like the trans character, because she's still in the show, and she's still, and you can tell like that she is like, it's not completely removed, like she is still a trans character, but they very much took a lot of effort to kind of like cover it up. It's like, no, we can't show too much of the trans character, which is so annoying. But it was a very cute show. I did really enjoy it, even though I'm not really a big like what you call it. I don't really know that much about like softball or like baseball or like whatever. I don't know. Is this the same rules? I don't really know, honestly. But that wasn't really important. It was more about like the actual like characters and again their personal lives than it was about like the actual game itself and like the mechanics of the game. Let's see. Next we have Kubo and the Two Strings. Beautiful movie, beautifully animated, beautiful storytelling, and like the music and like the atmosphere and everything was so stunning. This movie's quite old. When did this movie come out? Um, Let me actually see. 'Cause I feel like it came out. Oh yeah, it came out 10 years ago. It came out in 2016, and I'm just I just watched it now, which is a little unfortunate. But it is a really beautiful movie. What you call it? Like again, I love the animation. I love like the storytelling. Kubo was such a wonderful character. Sorry, more water. It's basically about this kid who was like using his magical, what was it again? It was like a, what was it? Yes, it's, oh well, it doesn't say what is the instrument. He has like a magical instrument, and he's like using it to defeat his evil family. After his, I was gonna say it happens at the beginning of the movie. His mom dies, as many as in many a film, as in many stories. His mom dies, and then he's going on this journey to defeat his evil magical family with his magical instruments. And it's a really good movie. I really enjoyed it a lot. Highly recommend it. Um, yeah, I it was really sweet. It was just like so cute how it was just like, here I am with my parents. Don't mind the fact that my again, these are kind of, sorry, these are kind of spoilers. I was like, don't mind the fact that my mom's a monkey. Don't mind the fact that my dad's a beetle. This is just my family. Don't ignore that. These are my parents. But it was really cute. I really liked it. It was also, it was very sad. But I just like, what you would call it. The stuff with like his parents was just, it touched my feelings. It was very cute. Next we have Loop, which I also watched on. This was Kubo. I think is on Netflix. Loop was on Disney Plus. Hi Luna, my cat is here. Oh Luna, say hi. Why won't you love me? Stay. Whee! Okay. I know. She's like, let me go, woman. Why unhand me? But that was my cat. She like, oh, she's about to jump up. She's about to shake my tripod. There we go. Okay. She like, I never am able to get her like on camera, so that was actually a very wonderful little Luna appearance. Um, where are we? Oh yeah, Loop. Very cute. This was a short film that I watched on Disney Plus. It was basically about these two kids. One who, I don't know if they're both neurodivergent. The girl is autistic. I don't know if the boy. I'm trying to remember if it was implied that he was maybe neurodivergent himself, or if he was neurotypical. I can't remember, but it was basically like this boy and this like autistic uh girl with like high support needs, um like kind of like learning like how to like find a way to like communicate with each other, um because like they had like very different styles of communicating, and like kind of like forming like a cute like little friendship, and it was really nice. It was a really great portrayal of autism with the girl, and it was just a short and sweet um little like short film. I think it was like 10 minutes, 10 or 12 minutes, but that was really really good. I know that there was like a post credits thing that like a post credit scene of like them that I feel like I didn't get to see when I watched it on Disney Plus. I don't know if this was only part of like when they showed it in theaters, but um of again just like showing like the friendship between these two kids, and it was just really nice. It was just really nice showing how like they were able to again like form this friendship, because at first the boy was just like, oh, she's weird, like I don't want to be stuck with the weird kid, but then realizing that like, oh, like I'm just like not meeting her where she's at with like communication, and like once he did that he was like, oh, actually like we can like actually be friends and like get along, which I thought was really sweet. um yeah, next we have Over the Moon. I think this was on Netflix. This was a very cute movie about this girl who basically she so her mom died again, as in many a film, as in many a story. Her mom died, and her dad, when she finds out that her dad is remarrying, she's like, no, this, like, how could you move on with this other woman who I barely even know, and you're like things are changing. I'm gonna build a rocket and go to the moon, basically, because there's like this goddess that her mom used to tell stories about to her, and so like I'm trying to remember it because it's been a while now since I watched it. Basically, um it's like she's gonna like grant her a wish, and I think her like wish originally was like, oh, for her. I think it was like for her dad to not get remarried. I think that was what it was gonna be. I don't know if it was like for I was about to say it's like maybe it was for to bring her mom back to life. I don't think so. I think it was so that her dad wouldn't like get remarried or like whatever, something like that. But yeah, so she was like, I'm gonna build this rocket and go to the moon, and she does so. Again, the music stunning, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Especially because Philippa Sue, who played Eliza in Hamilton on Broadway, who was part of the original cast, she played like the goddess who like has like the beautiful singing voice, and is a really really great movie. I really really liked it. I thought it was such a fun time. um Again, it was visually very very stunning. The music was gorgeous. Really great time. Highly recommend it. Again, sorry, I'm gonna try to go fast because I do want to end stream soon because I want to take a nap. um Next we have Perfect Blue. Spooky scary movie having to do with like kind of like parasocial relationships. When did this movie come out? Because also the fact that it talks about like parasocial relationships, and it's kind of an older movie. Yeah, it came out in 1997. So the fact that it like was able to that a lot of what like like shown in Perfect Blue is honestly still very true now with like celebrities and stuff, is honestly really fascinating, but also honestly quite devastating. Um, it's about this woman, this so she was previously an idol. She was like a J-pop idol. I'm pretty sure. And she's like, I'm gonna leave my idol group because I want to pursue acting. I want to like reestablish myself, have this like mature career as like a serious actor, and like basically showing like the ways in which she's kind of like getting taken advantage of by the industry because she wants to be seen as more, again, like as a serious actress, like taking on like really like distressing roles again for like recognition, again to be taken more seriously because people are like, oh my god, why would she want to leave her idol group to become an actor? And then also having to deal with like very obsessive like parasocial fans and stuff like that. And it's like a psychological kind of um like thriller kind of thing, and it's very like it's scary, but it also just like it not like again not like in like a in your face like jump scare kind of thing, but it's like very like eerie. Like you get like a have like a feeling of dread while you're watching it, but it's a really excellent movie. I really, if you like kind of like a psychological like kind of like thriller, like I highly recommend this movie. It's also beautifully animated. The animation is also really really stunning. All right, next we have this was, I think I watched this on, what did I watch this on? It might have been Netflix, but I honestly don't remember. I'm gonna be so for real. Next we have Building the Band. This was a reality show about basically what the title says, building a band. You had all, it was like Love is Blind but for making bands. So you had all these like um teenagers to young adults who were in these like booths where they could not see each other, they could only hear each other, and they basically would have to like see if they could form connections with each other to like make bands, and by the end of it only 6 bands could be formed. If you did not have like enough connections to, if you didn't make a band before all the bands were formed, you were out. And then it was like a whole competition between the 6 bands who were formed, and whoever won $500,000. And it was a really good time. Those singers, oh my god, those people could sing. Those people could sing. I won't spoil it in case, like, obviously, like, the show's been out for a bit, and the bands, like, you could look them up now, like, from the show, because a lot of them are still, like, making music and, like, doing shows and whatnot. But in case you haven't seen it yet, you want to watch it, I won't say who wins, but I had a really great time watching the show. Um, Again, like those singers, they could really sing. It was a really good time. Like all their like riffs and runs, are like holy shit, those people are fucking talented as hell. Yeah, okay. Oh, we're almost done. But first, I need water. All right, S tier. I'm gonna start from this way and then make my way up to the top. All right, starting with The Wild Robot. Extremely, extremely, extremely cute movie about a robot who basically raises, she accidentally orphans this I can't remember if he's a duck or a goose. He's a goose. He's a goose. This like baby goose. And so she basically raises him, and it's like it's this really, really sweet story about like parenthood between, and like this like parent child relationship between a robot and this goose. And it's so cute and it's so sweet, and it made me cry so much. Such a beautiful story, so beautifully animated. And what you call it, the performances were incredible. You had Lupita, I don't remember how to pronounce her last name, I'm so sorry, but the actress who was in um who played the love interest in Black Panther. She was also in um in the most recent A Quiet Place movie, and she was also in what was the Jordan Peele movie? I think it was Us, the one with like the doppelgangers, I think. Um she's excellent. Such a phenomenal actress. She played Roz, the robot, so phenomenal. And then the goose was played by Kit Connor, who was fantastic, so cute. Oh my god, I saw him also in Broadway, Romeo and Juliet with Rachel Zegler. He was Romeo. Fantastic actor, fantastic performances, visually stunning movie. So 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 gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I loved it so much. I cried a lot. It was really really beautiful. Oh, it was devastating. It was really, really devastating. I fully understand that. I was sobbing. It was so, so, it was just so, uh, it was just so sweet. It was so beautiful. Okay, sorry, I was just making sure that my mic was still on. I was like, I don't want my mic to die. We're almost done. We can do it. We can do it. We have like in a few minutes. I'm gonna cut it. All right. Next we have, this is Abbott Elementary season 5. The reason why it's lower on my S tier is because the season isn't over yet, so I felt like I couldn't fully rank it properly because we're still pretty early in the season. But from the episodes that I had seen from last year, they were excellent. I loved it. I love Abbott Elementary, one of my favorite shows at the moment, and just in general. Um, Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful sitcom. Like genuinely, just like what an excellent thing of television. And like literally every time I watch it, it just like raises my spirits. It's always so funny. And I love all these characters. Quinta Brunson is a genius. I love her so much. Excellent show. Next we have Spy X Family season 3. Wonderful, wonderful season. The bus arc was insane. Was not expecting a bus hijacking arc. Actually insane, but it was such a good season. I really, really enjoyed it. Um, it made me cry also, specifically with the bus hijacking arc, but it was such a good time. Very, very funny. But also again like devastating because seeing some stuff with like Lloyd, his even though we already kind of knew like his backstory, just like of how he would talk about like how his about his childhood, but actually seeing it really devastating. Hurt my feelings deeply, cried a lot. But I love the season overall, and I don't know if they've said when the next season's gonna come out, but very excited for whenever that may be. Um, yeah, I've not read the manga, so I'm fully just like anime only, but I'm very excited to see how the rest of the story unfolds. Next we have Near Automata season 2. I Oh, this one hurt my feelings. I cried so much. I literally cried so much. I love Near Automata, the game, so, so much. And I loved the first season of the anime. I thought they did such a beautiful job adapting the like the first like part of like the game. And they did such an incredible job adapting the rest of the game too. It was deeply devastating. It was so devastating. They did such a great adaptation, but because like that part of the story is so devastating, this like season of the anime was also extremely devastating. I cried a lot, but it was really good. I had a really great time, but I was also crying a lot. Next we have Heartstopper. Oh, what an adorable show. Such a cute show. So sweet and heartwarming, but also really devastating. But it was just also just like filled with so much queer joy that it was just so, so cute. I loved it so much. All those characters, I just want to give the biggest hug to. They were just so cute. I love them so much. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention The Wild Robot. I think I watched this on Prime. Abbott's on Hulu. Spy X Family I watched on Crunchyroll. Near Automata watched on Crunchyroll. Heartstopper's on Netflix. I watched the entire Heartstopper show for the first time ever. It was so, 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 so cute. I literally, oh my god, I would die for literally all of those characters. Like that friend group is so important to me. Like Nick, Charlie, uh, Darcy, Tara, like um, Tao, and hi Luna, my cat. She's moving on again. Um, and Elle and just everyone, and they're so cute. And Isaac, I love them so much. I love them all. So sweet. I want them all to be happy always. They deserve all the best things. They're just the sweetest. I love them so much. I'm so excited for the movie. Can't wait. I don't know when that comes out, but I'm so very excited for whenever it comes out because I love them all so much, and I'm so happy they're able to wrap up the story on their like own terms and how they want to. But I also know I'm gonna cry a lot because I cried a lot watching the show. If you just want to watch like a lot of like queer joy, but also cry a lot, I highly recommend um, Heartstopper. My S tier is obviously like everything I recommend, but like I love this. All right, next we have Abbott Elementary season 4. Excellent, wonderful television. Love it so much. Again, Quinta Brunson, literally comedic genius. Her brain, her mind. How does she do it? I don't know, but I love her. So phenomenal. Next we have K-pop Demon Hunters. Fan fucking tastic movie. Oh my gosh, amazing movie. I loved it so much. I love that movie. I love those songs. I don't care. I will listen to those songs literally all the time still. Like I will have them on repeat. especially what it sounds like. That song makes me cry every single time. I love this movie so much. I love those girls, Rumi, Mira, Zoe. Ugh. And I also loved Bobby. I want to just like I just like love them so much. I love those characters. I'm very excited for the sequel. I'm very excited to see and interested like where they're going to um take the story for the second movie, but I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited to see like what they do with like the songs. Um I loved it so much. I literally, this is what it sounds like, is all the songs in that movie are phenomenal, but this is what it sounds like. Takedown and then Your Idol are my favorites. Those are like my, probably like my top three if I had to choose. So excellent. I feel like it doesn't need any explanation. Literally, if it's like if you don't know what K-pop Demon Hunters is at this point, like I'm sorry, you're just like living under a rock. Like I'm so sorry to break this to you. Um, yeah, all the songs are phenomenal. Love them so much. Next we have the Mighty Nine. I will be making a video about the Mighty Nine because I love Critical Role, the Critical Role cinematic universe. I love so much. Um, so I'll keep this brief. But I love that show so much. I definitely will say, and I'll talk about this more in my video when I talk about the Mighty Nine specifically, but I definitely, in terms of like comparing the shows, The Legend of Vox Machina and The Mighty Nine, I definitely prefer still The Legend of Vox Machina, but I still really enjoyed The Mighty Nine, and I'm very excited because I know that season two is already coming. It's already been in production, so I'm really excited for it. I really love these characters. I had a really good time. I laughed, I cried. I was just like I loved it so much. It was just such a good time, and I loved it so much. Next we have the Mitchells versus the Machines. This was such a good movie. Such an excellent movie. It's basically just like this whole like very autistic family. Even though I don't think they explicitly say it, but they're very, trust me, they are extremely autistic. Like they are so autistic, and it's excellent. Um, and they're basically having to save the world from this apocalypse of machines that have taken over and are trying to get rid of all the humans. And they're on this road trip, basically originally to kind of like bring the family together because they're kind of like fighting, but then they have to, again, like um even though they're like a very dysfunctional, but like a lovingly dysfunctional family, and have to like figure out how they're going to, again, save the world. And it was so cute, so fun. I cried because there were such sweet moments, especially between the main girl. I think her name was Katie. It's been a while since I watched it now at this point, so I kind of forgot their names low key. But the main girl, like the daughter, the so I think his name was Katie, and then her dad. Such cute moments. Loved it so much. Such a good time. So funny. Such a funny movie. The animation is also really good. I also really related to Katie because she like wanted to like go to school for like film and like screenwriting and like stuff. And I was like, I've been there for you. I've been there. I very much felt that. Um, yeah, felt very seen by this movie. It just made my heart so happy. And then last but certainly not least, I will also be doing a video about Assassination Classroom, but it was definitely the best thing that I watched last year. Oh my god, my best friend, this is her favorite anime ever, and I totally get it. I fully get it. Such a good anime. Literally all of the characters, including Koro Sensei, who you can see with his all of his beautiful yellow glory. Um, such a good character. All of the kids in Class E, so good. Sorry, I need water. Ah, I'm like, my voice is like dying because I've just been talking for so long, but we're almost done. Such good storytelling. Literally, like, what a perfect end. Like, genuinely, probably gonna be like in my. I have to kind of like reevaluate my ranking of my favorite animes, but probably in my top 10 favorite animes of all time. Like, such a good, oh, such a good piece of media. Like, I love this. I'm gonna make a video about this because I simply need to talk in more depth about it. Um, but it was so good. Again, like all the characters were so excellent. The storytelling was so excellent. Just like, oh my gosh, it made me laugh. It made me cry. It just, oh my god, the ending was just so perfect and wonderful, and I just loved it so much. And that's everything. That is everything that I watched. That's everything that I watched in 2025. Okay, we're done. My voice is so tired. I'm also just generally physically very tired. So I am going to end it off here. Thank you guys for joining me, whether you were here for the actual live or you are watching the VOD in the future. I am going to go nap now. Alrighty, goodbye. Luna also says bye. She's currently giving herself a bath, so I'm not going to disturb her, but Luna also says bye. So I will also be posting probably not just yet because again I'm gonna nap, but I will be posting my like the digital version of my tier list, like the screenshots in the community tab in case you want to revisit um any of the things that I talked about. In case you're like, oh, what was that one show that she said something about, or like one movie, so that you can see all that. Anyway, all right, that's enough from me. I'm gonna stop yapping and I definitely just also like scratched myself a bunch. I'm gonna go now. Bye. Bye guys.